Okay.
Hey, Mohammed, how are you?
Greetings. How you doing, Mr. Dennis?
Doing very, very good. So let me be sure to introduce myself to our friends that may not know us. My name is Willie Dennis III. I am the co-director of the Jaws Festival and owner and publisher with the Black Ink Coalition here in the city of Mobile. What we do is we help people to self-publish themselves and create events that we share with the rest of the world. That led us to the amazing partnerships that we have with the University of South Alabama, including the Jazz Art Writers South Festival. And I am here talking today with my good friend and concert performer, Mohammed-Rafee Shakir.
Sir.
Mohammed, I'm so glad to be talking with you today.
Likewise, Mr. Dennis. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited for this event that's coming up this Sunday. So,
I am too. I'm very excited. This is going to be a good time, I believe. So, I wanted to share a little bit more. Give you a chance to introduce yourself to the people out there, and just to kind of just have a opportunity to reflect on what to expect during this week's concert. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is
yep.
Mohammed-Rafee Shakir. I'm a Southern California native. Grew up in Las Vegas. I am a saxophonist and a flautist. And I moved to Mobile, Alabama, February of this year, 2023. And yeah, I'm all about this jazz music and preserving the legacy of this African American music. So,
Yes. And so you're a newbie to Mobile. So let's talk about a little bit about where you grew up. You grew up in California?
yes, I was born in Pasadena, California. We moved to Las Vegas when I was about 3 years old. So I did most of my coming up in Las Vegas, but just traveling back and forth between Los Angeles and Las Vegas, just
All right.
those scenes, yes.
All right. And so what was your connection to Mobile? Because as we know, most people have a connection to Mobile that drives them here. And so you can
That's
tell
right.
us about
Well, we always made family trips during the summers to Mobile. My father's side of the family resides. Um, so I've known about, I used to frequently travel here during the summers with my family. And right now, in this current move, I'm just here as a resident. I'm living here now. So this will be my first time actually staying here for, a period of time.
that.
And yeah, it's a family thing, man. It's a
Yeah.
family affair out here. So
I understand it because we were the same. We were a military family, so we didn't get to come all the time. And when we did come, it was during our summers.
that's right.
And we've been here for a good little while now. I'm working on 20 plus years, so it's definitely been an experience. So definitely want to welcome you to Mobile. I hope that you've had a good experience so
Oh yeah, it's
far.
wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful place full of deep history, deep African American
Yeah,
history, and a lot
absolutely.
of legacy of musicians coming through this place that definitely needs to be explored further. But I love it out here, man. It's beautiful. People are beautiful, and I plan to be here for quite a while. So
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's a fantastic place. I've been glad to be a part of the city of Mobile for quite some time, and we appreciate you being here and being so new to step to the plate and do something that's exciting in the city. This is a very exciting opportunity. So let's talk about it. How long have you been playing jazz? How long have you been into the jazz music? How long is that
well,
part of your life?
my first gig when I want to say about 14 years old, 13 or 14 years old. I had a teacher. His name was Robert Barnes from Detroit, Michigan.
Hmm.
And he had moved from Detroit, Michigan to Las Vegas, where my father had connected us. And he
Wow.
gave me my first gig at a Japanese restaurant, Osaka's.
Okay.
And I would go out every week Wednesday, and my teacher he would invite me up on the stage, and we would play for hours. And I got to solo, and he showed learn different music, and it's almost just getting an education on the bandstand.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this is on the job training, just
Right.
the real on the job training. Um,
Right.
were you playing jazz? Were you learning jazz? Because that's very young to be like doing solo work. I mean, that's really
Right.
really young. So
Well, the traditional methods they use, for rearing horn players and musicians, we learned the classical repertoire at first, and jazz, that seemed to be something, music I listened to. I didn't really understand how to play it until my teacher Bobby Barnes had came into my life and really
okay,
broke it down to me of what's going
okay.
on. So
So he offered you the hand, and that was really the guiding stone that got you there. You step by step.
correct.
I mean, you're exposed to it. You're performing. You're going every week. So it's literally the training that you're getting by hand.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. And so you were in Las Vegas and you continued on to college.
Yes,
And
sir.
so now you are degreed in jazz. Talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I went to the University of Las Vegas. I studied jazz studies there. And even before that, in my high school, we had a international studies school, performing arts and international studies high school that I went to, and their jazz band
Cool.
is probably #2 in the country. So we
Cool.
went, played different clinics. We traveled as a band, and some swinging cats. There were some swinging
Yes.
cats in that band, and yeah. So the education from high school upwards it was jazz studies.
Oh my gosh. So that's pretty intensive. So just to kind of recap, so you kind of you started early in hand with a musician in live performance, and then went into college, and then actually went into an institute
Yes,
basically for this type of
yes, sir.
music.
Yes, sir.
And now you're degreed in that. You play multiple instruments, so it's
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so it's no small affair. This is kind of a big deal with you in jazz, and you are
Yes,
deep
sir.
into it.
Yes, yeah, it's and then yeah, once you're out of the institutions and into playing, at venues and clubs, you're meeting so many more musicians from around the world, which, that's the real education is on stage, performing, getting the gigs. So
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah, it's all been coming together. So, we working on it. So
That's really great. That's really great. So let's talk a little bit about our story, how we started to connect, just kind of an offshoot. So you happened to do a performance about mid-March, and
yes,
at a venue that I went to publicly, and we and the team happened to be there, and we loved it. I mean, I mean, literally, I'm watching you play solo, and I was absolutely floored. So that led to like the following week.
right.
We happened to see each other at another venue, and you played solo, and it was amazing. And so I wanted to make sure to give you my card, and we kind of
Right. Yeah,
went
yeah.
on from there.
For everybody listening, Mr. Dennis definitely discovered me in Mobile here, and it got me to where we're playing right now at the university. Yeah, yeah. I tend to find going into the open mic scene, any new city that a musician goes to, going into those open mic scene and sharing their music
Mhm.
is key.
Yes,
Giving back to the community. So
absolutely.
that's how we make this
And so
connection.
we've been on a journey ever since the end of March. I've had you
Yes.
did a couple of events in April, and have a couple of recordings from April. I'll probably be sharing those with the world as well. And right when we finished that, we kind of set up this event for the Jaws Festival.
Right.
So it's
Right.
been kind of pretty much a
Yeah, we
constant
hit the
roll.
ground running.
We've been talking quite a bit, but I do want to let you know let people know that I was very impressed and enthused by your play. I think that you have an outstanding musicianship, an outstanding skill level, especially when it comes to jazz. And the way that you play is outstanding. It's astounding
Appreciate that.
how much you are able to do the dynamics and the expressions and just the phraseology, and you have the chops. That's the main thing.
Oh
I mean,
man, yeah,
if
it's
we want to talk
wonderful.
about musical stuff, you've definitely got those chops.
That is a wonderful compliment, man. Thank you.
So I just want to let you know that, and I want to share with the rest of the world that that the skills are there, and I really appreciate your fine musicianship. And I'm going to step back from saying discovered, but I do want to say that we appreciate you taking advantage of the opportunities,
That's right.
because we're presenting opportunities. I know there's some bigger stuff that's going to come your way, from what we do here this year. So
Yes,
we're
sir.
very appreciative of that, and I think it's been outstanding. I think you've done an outstanding job. So let's talk about how we came up with this event for a tribute to Wayne Shorter. This is something that we kind of collaborated on together with Brainchild, and then you put the
Right.
musical list together. So talk about for a minute why you chose the tribute to Wayne Shorter and why that's important to you.
So when we first had discussed putting on this concert, you presented to me that I had the opportunity to put on this concert, and all I can think about was the in that month that we had lost the great Wayne Shorter on the 2nd of March.
Yes, it was sad.
And so from there we had met, and this recently had happened. And for those who don't know Mr. Shorter's works, he is a giant in this jazz scene. From
Absolutely.
the 50s onwards, he has changed the language of the saxophone, of the music, of the harmonic structure of the music. He's a master composer,
Mhm.
um, just a wealth of wisdom,
Yes,
and very important jazz figure we
absolutely.
lost. We
Without
didn't,
without a
I
doubt.
would we lost in the physical, but he has an enormous body of work, that, yeah, if you tap into it, it is a large songbook. So
It's, it's a pretty large song.
yeah, yeah, he was a master composer. People would know him more so for his saxophone works, but
The
any band that he
compositions.
played in, he was a writer. He was a
Yeah,
he had the mastery of the pen.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, when I checked into it after our conversation, I was just like, I'm not going to be able to find the end of the list because there was so
right,
many songs he contributed to, and there's things that he wrote for people that he did not take credit for.
right,
There's just a lot that's there
uh,
in that
right.
book.
He
So
he was
so
an
so
author of music. He was an author of music
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. So it's very important, and it's vital. So I wanted to just kind of bring that to the table, and I appreciate you coming up with that fantastic idea and wanting to present it in a very special way. So
Right,
we're very very pleased to be presenting a tribute to Wayne Shorter. That's the reason why
right.
we've
He
come
he,
come
he
with
was
it.
he was a he was an educator too, man. And I just one
Yes.
thing I want to put there. He helped before he passed. He was bringing still young musicians along, um, and teaching them, and learning from them as well. He was a great educator, and it would seem in his early career, he played with Art Blakey in the Jazz Messengers, and Art
Mm,
Blakey had the same carried on that same tradition of bringing young musicians into his band fold and taking them on tour, and really helping them develop their skills. So
yeah.
Mr. Shorter was doing that kind of work towards up until his last moments.
Mhm.
So he's a very pivotal figure in this jazz lineage, and I thought it was very important that we give him some homage.
You're absolutely right. And I want to step back for a second because I wanted to make sure to discuss for just a moment what you are doing in our community of Mobile, how you're connecting, of course, along with the open mic events, what you are doing for people here in our community, the role that you're the role that you're playing now, and the role that you're looking to play in the future.
Well, yeah, yes, I'm moving into a phase of my life right now musically where I, have a strong desire to pursue music education. And actually, right before we had got on this live stream, I was giving a flute lesson to a young lady, um, and she was actually describing to me of a need for music education in Mobile, especially because they're finding it difficult to find a lot of music educators. She told me her band director
Yes.
quit midway through the year, and so she
Wow.
wanted she wanted to get caught up. She's getting ready to enter her 8th grade year, and
Okay.
she felt the need to get caught up. And then she actually saw us at the library during the children's
The
poetry
poetry
slam.
slam. Yeah.
Right, and her mother had approached me and told her, she's looking for people to give lessons. So that is a facet of the things I wish to accomplish here in Mobile, as education and giving back this music to the youth. You
Yes,
know,
that's it's much
so
needed in our community. It's very much needed in
right.
our community. But go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, no. There's a young 7-year-old young lady I teach piano to, and these children are ready to soak up this information. And
Hmm. Hmm.
anywhere there's a need in the community for this, I wish to fill that need. So
All right. Excellent. That's excellent. And I think that those opportunities will come their way, present their way themselves to you, because you are open to it, and you are, and you are ready and available to, to step into that role as educator. We need
yes,
it here
sir.
in our community, and it's not just Mobile. It's many places that need this, and so this is just a valuable asset to have. So we appreciate you bringing that to the table. I thank you for that very much.
Hey, man, thank you guys.
So let's talk for just a second about what to expect during this concert. It's going to
All
be a one
right.
of a kind of event. I'm very excited because
You've been
we
putting a
have been
lot of work into this
yeah,
concert.
we have had we've had a few rehearsals, and we have had some we did leak some video a couple of days a day or so ago. So I'm just really excited to let people know what's up
Oh
about that.
yeah, well,
But let's come from you.
well, we had divided the program into two sets, but it's all in tribute to Wayne or people surrounded with Wayne or people
Mhm.
other musicians who have influenced Wayne. The first
Yeah.
half of the set will be all of his compositions
Okay.
from some of his earlier albums, some of the works of he did with Miles Davis, and some of the things he did on his solo records.
Key
We have
figures. Yes.
coming up on the first set, Footprints. Then we got ESP, Witch Hunt, and Juju. Those are all Wayne Shorter compositions, and during different periods of his life. Um, yeah, a lot to be said about these songs,
It's a
especially
lot.
the first song, Footprints. Not to be too long-winded, if you go to any jam session around the world, no matter the skill level of musicians,
Yes.
from just starting off to world renowned, they will play this jazz standard,
Yes.
which a lot of Mr. Short, most of Mr. Short's compositions have become standards in the music. You will find them in
Yes.
real books because they're just played everywhere. But this song in particular, Footprints, you call that out at any jam session, all musicians know that song, and they
That's
all are
right.
ready to solo on it and give it, show what they got on it, and that is very recognizable.
Yes.
It was recorded in 1966. Um, you know,
It's a
had Herbie
standard.
Hancock, Reggie Workman, and Joe Chambers on in his lineup. And yeah, we're just gonna start off with that song because it's just such a staple in the jazz standards in the songbook of American Songbook in the Great American Songbook. So going
Awesome.
there, ESP, yeah, man, yeah. The whole first whole set is gonna be all his compositions, and we're gonna go into it in different ways. And
Awesome. Yeah.
yeah, just try to breathe, take his music and put a new breath of life into it.
Absolutely. Did you want to comment a little bit about the second set? Because I think there's some
Yeah, well, the
interesting
second
pieces in
set,
there.
we start off with the Kenny Garrett tune. Wayne's Thing is
Mhm.
the name of the title, which is his homage to Wayne Shorter.
That's
And
what-
there's a melody line. There's a melody line on it. Ba, ba, da, ba. The melody line, Kenny Garrett, I heard an interview him talking about how he came up with the melody line. It's just the phrasing that Wayne Shorter played. The phrasing that he played was very unique.
Mm,
It's very original to him. And
mm.
that's what Wayne Shorter was just about the originality and the creativity he put into this horn is we're still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And so Wayne's Thing is just a composition
Right.
that is dedicated from Kenny Garrett. The melody line, he imagined Wayne's phrasing, and he made this song. The next song is an original, group original that we had come up for just this concert, and
Oh
we
my
had put
gosh.
together. And it's titled "Untitled Africans," and it's just about the Black diaspora, the Pan-African experience, and which I feel is something crucial to Mobile because all like the African diversity here, this place being the last clandestine slave port in America.
Absolutely right.
So untitled Africans, we are still trying to trace back, as this experience of us being African Americans, we're still trying to trace back our
That's right.
lineage,
We're working through that now actively here in the
Right,
state.
right.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah, so right now we're still untitled Africans until we can find out where we can trace it all the way back. But that is just it's a blues. It's a blues. It kind of has elements of a like an African feel to it and a rhythmic thing to it, and so that's just something we came up specifically just for this concert. So, and then we're ending with the John Coltrane original Naima.
Yes, yes,
Came
yes,
off, yeah,
yes.
yeah, which is another tune everybody loves. Anybody, people don't know, aren't too heavy into jazz. They know about this song. It was came off of his debut album Giant Steps, and it was written for his first wife, and it's a beautiful ballad. It's a beautiful ballad. And Wayne Shorter was a student of John Coltrane's back in the day. That
Right.
he would go over to John Coltrane's house and they would practice, and he got a lot of his concepts from Coltrane. And even on his first recording album, some of his first recording albums, he would have the previous rhythm section that John Coltrane used,
My gosh.
in his life. So Wayne Shorter is kind of an extension of that lineage. This
Wow.
jazz thing is all tradition and lineage being passed down from educator to student, and that's how this music has thrived in this country for so long. It's
Amazing. It's
yeah,
just amazing. It's going to be one heck of a show. I'm just super, super excited
yes,
to be
sir.
a part of this.
Sir.
So
Great musicians, man. We
I'm
got great
looking forward to
musicians on.
this. I really am looking forward to this. We do have some great local musicians that are contributing to this quartet. We don't want to take a minute to be sure to thank them for their
Yes, sir.
contributions. And with that, we'll wrap things up. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
so we got David Webb on bass. David Webb on bass, great upright bass player. I met him through you at the Mojo Lounge, and he is an amazing asset to this band. He has a great sound and
Mhm.
a wealth of knowledge himself. Then we got Warren Wilson on the drums, and I had just met Warren for this occasion, but he's a great drummer. And then we have Andrew Ayers, who is a junior. It's his first year at the University of South Alabama, but he is a junior. And he is the youngest of our group, and he is just an amazing young musician and a giant, a soon-to-be giant himself, a young lion, as we would call them,
I
young
think so.
lion. But we're lucky to have him, man.
We are very lucky to have him. So I want to thank you. I want to go ahead and wrap things up there. I thank you so much for your time, Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to this concert. I think people will have a great time. And thank you so much for being a part of this 2023 Jazz Festival. So
Yeah, y'all come and support the Black Ink Coalition and support University of South Alabama. Support this jazz music this Sunday, May 28th at 3:30 p.m. And we will not disappoint. You guys will be leaving with smiles.
I think they will. Thank you, Mohammed.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dennis.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see
Yes,
you
sir.
Sunday.
All right now.